Previously on building Benny's movie park.
Let's just put these walls in place and be done with it. On the front of the building, right here, there's a staircase. There's gonna be a bunch of buildings. And then that whole thing on the right as well. On all the sides here, there you go. That's pretty nice, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this brand new episode of Building Benny's Movie Park 2. Today, I have the ambitious idea to finish this entire area. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we'll see. There is quite a list of stuff we need to do in order to finish the entire area, so let's just get straight to it. Let's begin with the station, because as you guys know, this is completely empty. To begin, first I will make one of these caution stripes, like the yellow and black stripes. I always kind of like the way that looks, so let's spread this all over the edges here. And now we can literally just... Ooh. Then we need some storage rooms for people's bags, like this. I'm guessing something simple like this should suffice. Now I know what you're gonna say, it's very cramped, you can barely walk here. Ignore that. Honestly, we've just created IKEA Kallax. That is exactly what this is. Definitely not sponsored, by the way. As for lighting, I'm thinking we do like low-hanging ceiling lights. And in these, we'll just put 2 of those LED strips, kind of like this. It's not actually so bad. As for the color, let's make this a bit yellowish, kind of fire-like. Here you go. Of course, this needs some cables. Then we shall copy it. Instant lovely lighting. Not gonna lie, I kind of like the way that looks though. It's different, very nice. The operator stall finally is gonna be unique for a change. Right up here, there's gonna be some sort of booth, inside of which will be the operator. Wow, what a surprise. Let's slide a glass panel in here. There you go. And the transparency has to be very low. Here you go. Perfect. Then on the side here, I'll make a very simple pathway. And then all the way down here goes a ladder, which of course is staff only. I'll put some sign there or something. Here you go. That is pretty nice. Then in here, we'll just put some sequencers. I just feel like I'm wasting space in the wrong areas, so this should be absolutely fine. And finally, we just need the little gates and we should be golden. Just putting in the tiniest of details. Here you go. And this whole thing we're gonna repeat just like so up until the very last train. Here you go. That is already looking a lot better. Then right here, we'll just put an operator who will let you into this room, so it's fine. This station isn't anything too special, but it's nice, it's functional, it works, so let's continue. I do want to try one last little thing. Right here, I put a sequencer. Basically, whenever the train starts, I want to have some sort of effect with these lights. So let's go ahead and select all of these lights, put them in here. Right, so now every time it leaves, it slowly turns the lights to red, which is just a cool effect, I guess. Okay, so let's see if that actually works and looks nice. As you can see, now once it leaves, there you go. That's pretty cool. It's kind of useless, but it's cool nonetheless. To be fair though, we could try something similar with spotlights. Say it moves past here, these just start blinking very loudly.
A few moments later.
So as you can see right here, I have a bunch of stuff and I have the very bad trait not to test this in between. So let's test it now. So first, of course, we go up, but I hope that once we actually go through the station, the lights start flashing. That is the idea, at least. Let's see just right here if it works. Oh, yes, it does actually work. The only problem is this is a boomerang coaster, which means it's gonna come back and it's gonna do the same thing. It even does the same thing when it actually leaves the station backwards. That's maybe less great. At least it gives the idea that the Delorean is passing through time. I guess that's the least I can do. Here you go. It's not, see, it's now gonna do the same thing. It's kind of cool actually, but I wish it could just flash a bit faster. The game just doesn't allow for that yet. See, so now it's stopped and now it's gonna go backwards. And so there you go. It goes again. Bit unfortunate, but oh well. Then right here, let me just put some stairs so you can actually get into the station. Seems useful, honestly. And then like that, I'm gonna work my way backwards into the queue, because the queue has to be done too at some point, unfortunately. Then right here, I'm just gonna make a piece of one fence, and then I can copy that over and over to have a little bit nicer looking fence, because usually I just make them very boring, which is not very nice. So now I'll just do something like this instead. So if my calculations are correct, there you go, I can just copy this, which means we can get rid of all this ugly stuff and start all over again. Incredibly satisfying once again. And honestly, right now to continue, we need to build these buildings here, so let's get to it. For your info, these two are the buildings I'm gonna recreate right now. The location seems about accurate, so it should be good. Let me just make this one window and then copy it over to the right. And these have the really nice looking archway type structures. And I grab it and boom. Yeah, that is pretty decent. I don't know if I ever used one of these, but now I finally can. So here you go. That is going to be dark blue. Of course, originally this house doesn't actually have a side. It's connected to another building, but mine isn't. So let's just put these here as well. I am trying to put quite some detail in here with these nice edges and poles and thingies and loveliness. Then let's put the first roof on it. Here you go. And then right on top of that is going to be the brick section. So that's pretty good. If we paint this, we instantly get kind of the idea. And the windows, you already guessed, same thing. I make one and I copy the rest. I keep repeating myself. What's happening? And here we go. Oh, that is very nice. And like so many other buildings, there's a staircase leading all the way up. Did I just say staircase? Ladder. All of this is really making me realize, though, I never build normal buildings. It's crazy. All this time, I've just been building like ancient stuff. Like the Wild West and, you know, that sort of thing. The finishing touches on the roof, and then we should be pretty much done with this building. Maybe, however, one of these rooftop thingies that I stole from this building. Why put in effort if you can also just be lazy? And I know technically this house doesn't have these lanterns, but I'm gonna put them on anyway because this needs some light. Obviously. Then now that that is finished, we should probably just add some more of these fences inside as well. Just like so. But well, that means that this building now also has to be built. It's pretty much the same thing as the other one. Just slightly different details. For that, I definitely first need a drink though, because I am... Well, I guess I'll see you in just a second.
2,000 years later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, the second building. It looks kind of the same. It's not identical, but oh well, it's fine. Now, I do have this idea. What if I grab this entire freaking building? That's right, just grab the entire bloody thing and just, I don't know, move it to the other side. I'm not gonna build an entire row of unique buildings. That's far too much work. All jokes aside though, I'm seriously not gonna do that. This actually seems nice. It was either this or just a boring wall on the back. Nobody likes that, so here you go. Obviously, I do have to change the colors, but just gonna make this one a tad lighter and all the blue elements are gonna be red. We also have to make the sidewalk around, of course, if we're gonna do this. And the other one, I guess, like that, or maybe a bit pinkish. I don't know. This seems fine. At least they look different. That's the least I could do. Then right here, let's put a fence so people don't climb up the coaster. That doesn't seem very nice. Once again, with a tiny little sign that says do not cross, which of course has to be red. There you go. That is pretty nice. Okay, but well, for now, that seems enough for the buildings. Let's move on to some other details. On the road in Hill Valley, there are these crossing areas, which of course we definitely need. So let me just try something like this. And now like this, we can put the stripes on the road. Here you go. And I don't know why, but one of them is green, so we do need that accuracy. But then now we need to decide where they're actually gonna be. Obviously, my layout isn't really the same as the movie, but we definitely want to have one right here. That just simply makes sense. This lamppost is in the way though. And maybe one on this road here. Looks pretty cool. And it also says no landing on the ground. I should do that too. I guess we can begin right about here and then just kind of make those letters. This might end up looking a bit wonky, but we'll just try and see what happens. No landin. Just a G left. And there you go. That's actually pretty good. What the heck? Yeah, this stuff really spices it up, doesn't it? I like it. Just adding a wall here with very, very simple windows on them because this is not really inside the area. It's more of a thing you can see in the distance. There you go. It's a bit nicer. And maybe another tree on the right. See, this really just fills it up quite nicely. I like it. We also, of course, need benches. Almost forgot, but we definitely need those. Let me just make one design right here. This is going to be the quite basic design once again. It simply works. As for a trash can, let's do something a bit different this time. With a bunch of these planks on the side. Here you go. And then on the top, we're gonna put one of those just flat tops, I guess, just something like this. If that is not a nice looking trash can, I don't know what is. Time to spread some of these around. around. Let's put 2 of these benches here and 2 more right here. This is kind of like a chill area, I suppose. So we definitely need plenty of space for that. And of course, the trash cans right next to those. This kind of stuff is actually really fun. Just making something and then actually using it. I like it. I can definitely get used to that. And let's even put some in the queue, which is not super detailed yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to add a lot. This may just become a very boring queue. Actually, in here, maybe let's just put some toilets. I know this is very lame, but this is the type of stuff that will actually save space because I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this park at all. And by the way, you guys seem to misunderstand when I say forest. I don't mean a forest area in the back. I mean just basic trees because I don't have space left. Like an actual just trees. However, some genius out there actually requested I build a parking lot here instead, which of course does take a bit more space, but still not a lot at all. It is mainly just road with a bunch of stripes. So if this ends up being too much indeed, I might actually just do that. For now, however, back to the building. All the landscape behind this wall I'll simply fill with a bunch of bushes, some trees, some vegetation. The reason I didn't fill this all the way is because it's bad, guys. The data limit, it's creeping up on my back and I don't like it. We have just a little over 0.30 left, and that was before I built all this today. I think it is definitely safe to say we can kiss the alien ride goodbye, or at least I'm not gonna finish the ride itself. It's just gonna be a very nice looking ship exterior with some random corridors. And around that, I can put the good old fence. Here you go, all the way to the end. Let me just put it until here and then we'll see how that connects to the alien area. Now, back here, let's actually finally work on the actual entrance of the ride because there's nothing yet. Let's just say this is a bit lackluster, isn't it? How about right here, we're gonna put a pole, just a really nice long looking pole, on which we're gonna make like a sign on top. That seems kind of 80s-ish, kind of downtown-ish, so let's do that. Let's open up Photoshop. Opening Photoshop! I did find some sort of remake of the Back to the Future font. Here you go. And you guys don't actually know this yet, but this coaster is going to be called Doc Brown's Boomerang Bonanza, which I thought was really funny. It's a bit more unique and original than most of the other requests, so that's it. Bonanza. There you go. Then of course we have to warp the logo to look a bit the same as the original one. It's kind of distorted like this. There you go. That shouldn't be too bad. I like that actually. What the heck? Then we are also gonna need the blue stroke around it. Essentially, this is just gonna be the main logo, except it's a different text. It's a nice name. And then finally, we're gonna need that same gradient as well. And some more of that red orange on top. Here you go. That's pretty close. And I think this font also has, yes, like the arrows. That's what I was missing. Here you go. I may just try extruding this inside the game, but we'll see if that actually works. Okay, let's put an image panel just right up here for now. We can put in our image once again, enable transparency, and there you go. Kind of like this. Seems a bit better. Yeah, ooh, I like it. And so I had the idea to try and extrude this using primitives. I don't know how much work that is gonna be, but I guess we'll just have to try it first. And then just like that, going all the way around the edges of the letters. I feel like this is a bit much work, but we can try. Okay, yeah, no. That's too much. But then behind it, I don't know, maybe just like a sort of plate that does sort of shape along with the actual text, like this. Now I would add an arrow at the end here because that looks actually really nice. The only thing is now it looks like it's pointing to the right, which means the ride should be on the right, which it's not. That's kind of weird. And the finishing touch can be a nice orange edge around it like that. That is pretty nice. It points the wrong way, but it's fine. We'll just put an extra little sign right there saying enter, so that it's clear that this is the actual entrance. And we can even put one on the ground here. Oh, this is also very cool. Like these small signs on the side of the buildings. I love that. Then next, in here, I want to have something at least, so let's put some posters on the wall. Ones that kind of make sense within the timeline of this movie. For example, how about the Back to the Future 3 poster? And how about the sports almanac from Back to the Future 2? Wait for it. There you go. See, these are just some nice callbacks to the movies. Pretty cool. And we can put a random King Kong poster because I guess that's fun too. And this one may just be my favorite, the Delorean. Just a bunch of cool drawings, pretty nice. And finally, this one right here. That seems about everything. It's not a lot, but at least it's a bit nicer than just a completely plain room. moving on. Now for a bit of a change of topic, let's work on the inside of this tube. Pretty much everyone agrees that we do need some light effects in here, so let's do it. I'm gonna begin with a single row like this. So now right here I've put all these lights in, and it looks like this if you click play, which is pretty cool. I just needed to keep going. Then this thing all around, this is far too much work, honestly, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's very, very cool. It's kind of similar to the hyperspace jump in Movie Park 1, I suppose. It just keeps on going. Here you go, just like that, and then it goes. That's pretty cool. Okay, actually, it's not as bad as I thought. You can pretty much copy it and just paste it. So that's pretty nice. Well, I suppose let's have ourselves a little ride and see what this looks like. Well, that is pretty epic. What's next? Now that we're doing effects anyway, let's also do the water splash. I'm just gonna remove the water for a sec. There you go. It looks kind of nice as well. What the heck? Water emitter. There you go. So with this, I have no idea how the hell we're gonna do this. I guess let's just put one right here, kind of spurting to the side a little bit like this. Then we set this to off because we need a sequencer to activate it. And then this entire row right here, we just have to put on the other side as well, kind of symmetrical. And I hope that actually works, because if it doesn't, then this is all for nothing. I mean, what's the fun in testing in between, right? It's not necessary. Okay, so it's actually going now, which means we can see if it works. Let's see. Hey, that is not bad, that is. Okay, wait, I want to see what that looks like with the water in place. Here it comes. Let's see. Yo, that's cool. I like that. It's just a simple, nice detail. Does add a lot. You know what I think? It's time to build the absolute most important thing of this entire area, the Delorean. It's been a long time coming, so let's do it. I'll just build it here and then we can move it over to wherever it's going to be placed. I don't know yet. We just have to make sure it doesn't surpass the 250 item limit. So, well, let's begin with the kind of underbelly of the car. And then just like this, piece by piece, I'm going to have to kind of model this car using primitives, because that's pretty much all we have to work with. And this is of course going to be nice metal. Here you go. I don't know why, but I have a good feeling about this. And we can put the actual tires in as well, just like this. I hope the local item limit is gonna allow this. We're gonna hit those 250 items way too quick though, like this, so I may have to actually place the car already and put the tire back on like this. Maybe I'll just have to use an image panel, I guess. Let's do that instead. This has taken forever, but I'm just kind of freestyling it because I have no idea what I'm doing, honestly. It is all so incredibly random. It's also really hard to get the right shapes in there, but I guess this is the best I could do. Then let's also put the kind of really large engines on this. It is kind of starting to look like it though, a little bit. It's obviously a bit cartoony and the proportions are a bit off. But you know what? It's fine. On the sides, there's a bunch of this greebling, all of those kind of details. So I guess let's put that in place as well. I also made a little image panel with the out of time number plate. As you can see, there you go. I just thought that could be a fun extra detail on there. Now, let's already grab this whole thing because we are almost at the 250 item limit. So we do need to know where it's actually going to be located. Let's see. What's a nice spot for it? The diner is going to be right here, so we can't put it there. This right here is actually the only open space we have, so I guess that's it. Kind of halfway on the road like that. And for a finishing touch, the nice looking wheels in there as well. See, there you go, that's a lot better. This would have just not been possible with items the limit doesn't allow it. And well, then I guess that's the Delorean. Of course, it's not as detailed as the original one. It's just not really possible in this game. But what we do have, I feel like, does resemble it in a way that is faithful enough. If you show this to a random person, they will probably say, hey, that's the Delorean. So, oops. So we should be fine. It's also kind of a nice spot. I like it. Now, the last thing I need to do is now finish the final buildings on this whole side. But let's first begin with Cafe 80s because it's a classic. I can't find a lot of images for the exterior, but we'll just use this photo. That should honestly be fine. Let's begin with simple walls once again. And there's some really strange shaping in here. I suppose I'm just gonna try and recreate all of these as best I can. There's a really nice looking curve on the left side here. On the sides, there's a bunch of these random blocks built up from the ground. And I do have to improvise for the front area a little bit because I don't have proper source material for that. These are kind of red. Since we're doing interior for this one as well, let's cover up these, because on the inside they are actually white. I feel like this detail is a bit over the top, but you know what? This is what we do. This is what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. I love how you can make these glass panels just massive. Look at this. Entire window, instantly. Let's make that a bit gray tinted, like so. Originally, this has like a whole segment on top of it as well, similarly to this building right here. However, that will cover up the Nostromo pretty much, and I don't like that, so I may just keep this a bit lower. And weirdly enough, the ceiling in this cafe is some sort of lilac color, like this. Kind of a weird building in general, but I guess we'll just recreate it. Same as that. What the hell even is that? Anyway, for now, let's put this image panel right here because, of course, I made another image thing. Right. Let me just put the Cafe 80s logo inside of this. There you go. Ooh. Hey, the resemblance! Look, and just like this, using just colored shapes behind it, I can kind of make it 3D. It's a really nice and easy way to kind of make it realistic. There you go. That's pretty sweet. I'm now at a point where I'm genuinely starting to question my existence. This was not necessary, but hey, it can always get more insane, of course. Allow me to just make this ground identical to the real thing. Here you go. What a lovely pattern. Oh, should have seen that one coming, shouldn't I? You know what? Let's try the same thing, but a bit bigger, a bit larger, a bit more scaled up. Then wildly enough, in the middle here, the ground is actually wooden, which is kind of strange. And then finally, let's begin the inside, the actual bar itself. Just gonna try and put in all the same details. Even though I keep saying I'm going for hyper-realism, this is not gonna be super accurate. Actually, this bar isn't on the right side as well, but mine is. It's just gonna save a bunch of space and time and it will just, I don't know. It's just nice. Then for whatever reason, there's a bunch of TVs on the wall right there. So let's do the same thing, I guess. Then here on the side, we of course need a bunch of these booths. Because that's what this is, a diner, or well, cafe, same kind of thing. I'm also building these kind of order machines where you can order your food, which is kind of the whole idea of this restaurant. Very nice and futuristic. It looks weird, but it's simply kind of how it looks. And well, that's all looking pretty good. We just need some stuff on the walls. But I think I'm just gonna go with the same posters I did in the queue, because honestly, it just can't get too insane at this point, because I haven't checked the file size limit in just quite a while, so I don't even know. I also have one of these Jaws posters, like Jaws 19 from the movie, as if in 2015 we would have had Jaws 19 already. Some final shelves on here, and then I feel like we should be pretty much done. And we better, because this has taken a long time. It does look very nice. It's quite lovely looking. So, well, that is the interior. Instead of an entire second floor, I will just build a very small, facade thing, like a nice top area. I don't even know. I keep trying to explain stuff I don't understand myself. It's honestly frustrating. Just a flat top here, make that concrete. It may seem a bit cheap, but I do want to just keep seeing the ship. That would be nice, I think. So, well, then I present to you Cafe 80s. Then lastly, I'm gonna have to fill up this little area with buildings. Same with this corner here. That's gonna be very similar to the buildings I've already done, so I don't think it's worth, you know, showing you all of that. This video is long enough as it is. Of course, this is gonna be a passageway to the alien area, which we still need to finish as well. But that, of course, is a whole different episode. I will be right back and show you the progress I've made.
One eternity later.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in Hill Valley. I even made the entrance sign. It's just a few image panels with a bunch of built stuff around it. On the back, I made sure all of those items are 3D, so it looks pretty nice, I would say. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. First of all, I made an extra little sign here for the Boomerang Bonanza ride. It's really the same stuff as usual, but then here, this is where I built some new buildings. Here you go. This is just a nice little Easter egg thing with a bunch of me's and Crocs drip. Then here's another random building that kind of looks like this one. And then here, this is of course the entrance to the alien area. And then finally, right here we have Marty McFly and Doc Brown. So, well, that seems like the finishing touch. You probably noticed that this is not really a building just yet, but that's because this will be a merge store, which won't be in the Back to the Future theme. So that's something for the next episode. But all of that considered, I think then this area is actually pretty much finished. If you have any last final fun detail ideas, let me know down below in the comments and I may just add them off screen. But then, yeah, this is it, guys. It's done. The proper on-ride experience for this coaster is going to be uploaded separately, as usual. But then, yeah, I don't know what to say. We did this pretty quick, though. Only 3 episodes. That's crazy. I hate to end this video on a negative note, but I have some really bad news. Currently, we only have 0.14 MB left. It's gone way faster than I would have liked, which means this corner is definitely not going to be filled. It's going to be either a parking lot or just a bunch of trees. and I mean basic trees. Like literally just this, a bunch of these really basic looking trees, because then at least there's something there. Either that or I'll just build a very simplistic parking lot. I suppose that one is up to you, so make sure to go vote now on the community tab poll. The alien area here is going to be less rocks and more this from LV to 426. It's a bit less work, it's a bit less intensive for the file size. I hope I can finish this area here like that. The ride itself is not going to be finished. I'm already gonna tell you that is not. we can't. I'd rather have the top area look nice than the indoor stuff you don't really see anyway. But then I feel like I've said all I need to. Then that's it for today. If you liked this video, make very sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell not to miss a single video, and then I hope I'll see you in the next episode of Building Benny's Movie Park 2.